What's up guys, I'm ℸ𝕑𝕤. Welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to be reviewing the new Dior Backstage concealer. We're going to be trying it out with other Dior Backstage products just to see how it all wears and layers on. So if you guys would like to see that, please keep on watching. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Dior Backstage foundation. I do believe I have a review on this foundation. This is one of my first high-end foundations and it's also one of my favorites. I feel like I just got like the absolute perfect match. At least when I first bought it, like this was like the best match I had ever with foundation. For it to be a Dior foundation, for it to be $40, I feel like that's really reasonable. I mean, like the PATCHWORK foundation is $60, I believe. Okay, so this is what the color is looking like. I have 4.5 neutral. So like, just look at that. Bomb. It's really that girl. It's really that girl. Yeah, it's more of a like a natural looking foundation. It pretty much just looks like skin because it doesn't really look like I have anything on besides a really nice moisturizer. And the color match, chef's kiss. I haven't worn this foundation in a long time, so it's like rediscovering a fave. Okay, so now that I'm reminded about how much I love that foundation, let's go ahead and get into the new concealer. Okay, so I'm on Dior's site and the description is saying that it's a full coverage concealer for the face and body with a crease proof waterproof formula just like the foundation, and it blends seamlessly with skin for a radiant and natural finish. Enriched with caffeine, it provides an immediate, fresh, revitalizing effect to the under eye. Okay, so it says that each shade is supposed to match with the corresponding foundation. I typically like my under eyes to be brighter, so I went one shade down. And looking at how bright this concealer is, I feel like I may have messed up by doing that because I don't believe that it has 0.5s, at least not in the 3 category. Okay, so from the shades that I see so far on the website, there's no 3.5 in, there's no 3.5 cools. Like each shade category has a cool and a neutral tone, so it's up to you to pick one. And I went with 3W, which is warm medium skin with golden undertones. Yeah, so I was hoping that like if I went a little bit warm, it would help with like canceling out any darkness. But I feel like I might have went a little bit too light because I have the Forever Skin Correct concealer and I have this in 3.5N, and this is the lightest color that I have, and I believe this is brighter than this one. I love this concealer, but I feel like every time I wear it, it makes my eyes swell up and puff, but it looks so beautiful, so I don't know. Okay, but here is the component for the new concealer. It's very cute. I don't have a concealer that looks like this, and it's also pretty cool that it matches up perfectly with the foundation. Another notable thing about this concealer is the applicator. It's a brush applicator. I feel like we're more accustomed to doe foot applicators, but they went ahead and put a brush on here, and I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna see how it applies. Okay, so yeah, I went really bright, but we're gonna see how that looks. And it is scented. Okay, so I did both eyes with just one dip of concealer, and I'm not hating the brush either. I'm not hating it. I was kind of hesitant about picking up this concealer because you guys know how I feel about my Pat McGrath concealer. Ever since I tried that, I feel like I don't need another concealer. I don't need it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the sponge. I definitely went too bright with this concealer, and it's not really giving full coverage either. When I first swatched the concealer and blended it out on my hands, I noticed that there is some type of shimmer in here. It's like a shimmer reflect inside of the concealer. And I'm gonna do this side with the brush. Okay, so regardless of how bright the color is, well, I'm not sure if you guys are noticing, but under my eyes look really moisturized and glowy, but in person it doesn't look like that. And I think it's because of the little micro glitters that it has in it, because in person my skin does not look as popping as it does on camera. In person it looks like the concealer is clinging onto every dry patch underneath my eye. Dry patches I didn't even know that I had kind of vibe. So I'm gonna go in with another coat. The more that I'm using it, the more that I'm noticing that I like the applicator. It's pretty nice. I can't hate on it. It applies the concealer very smoothly, so it's nice. And I think that the concealer's formula is very similar to the foundation, whereas you don't need to let it sit so you could get like full coverage. I think the quicker you blend it out, the better, because when it dries down, it like sticks and it doesn't want to move. So yeah, it's very bright. It's giving hella glow. And for me to like even this out, I'm just gonna put a little bit more foundation on around to just tone down that color. That's looking a lot better. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead just to even it all out because it's hella bright. It's looking a lot better. It's still giving bright under the eyes, and it's giving sheen, it's giving glow, it's giving healthy looking skin. So I'm liking it, but I feel like I need to probably go up a shade. I feel like I need to go back into the 4 category. So since this concealer is super bright, we're going to be using one of my darkest setting powders. We're going to be using the Givenchy Prism Libre setting powder in Popeline Mimosa. Yeah, so this one's a little bit darker, as you guys can see. So I feel like that will even out this concealer. And I'm just gonna let that set for a little bit while I do the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna be using the contour face palette. This is one universal, so this is as dark as it gets. I feel like they need to add more, obviously, because if this is the darkest shade, a lot of people can't use this. And pretty much I only get use out of this one and probably this one to like do my nose. It is a nice contour palette, but it's nothing for you to go out of your way for it to like get it. I'm gonna be using a little bit of the Patrick Ta blush in Oh She's Different. Totally forgot about setting my whole face. We're gonna be using this Dior face setting powder, and this is in For Neutral. This was another product I was scared to buy because it didn't go in the half. Like it didn't have 0.5s, and my foundation is 4.5 in, but it works. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back and my makeup is complete. I went ahead and did my eyeshadow with the Supreme Nudes, the Quickie palette by Artist Couture. It's like the perfect nude palette. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my thoughts on this concealer. Let me kind of get up close. I'm not sure if my camera is going to show you guys what it looks like in person, but yeah, I'm not sure what that looks like to you guys, but in person it looks flaky and it makes my under eyes look a bit dry. I didn't know I had dry under eyes until I tried on this concealer. Like it's like in every dry patch that's on my face, and I don't know if I could 100% blame it on the fact that the concealer is a little bit too light for me. Normally I go in with 2 concealers, one that's closer to my skin tone and one that's lighter, but I don't normally see this, and this concealer isn't as creamy as my Pat McGrath concealer, so maybe under my eyes agree more with creamier concealers. The Forever Skin Correct is more of a creamier concealer than the Dior Dior Backstage. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the difference. This light one right here is the Backstage, and then this neutral, more neutral looking one is the Forever Skin Correct. And you guys can see that it has like a little bit more give to it, where it's like a little more creamier than this one. This one's more so liquidy. Maybe the liquidiness of it like just gets right up under your flaky skin, and it also dries a lot faster is what I'm noticing. But from applying the concealer, I can see that it's probably one of those concealers that you don't necessarily need to set. If you're a girl like me, you have to set it because I have like really bad creasing under my eyes. But if that's not something that you normally struggle with and you don't have dry under eyes, you could totally get away with wearing this concealer without setting it. Even though it didn't work out the way I would have wanted it to work out for me personally, I don't think it's a bad concealer. I feel like you have to know what works for you, and this formula in particular doesn't necessarily work for me. I will be trying it out some more and probably going up a shade just to see how it works, but I don't think it's a bad concealer. It just did not work out for me. As of right now, you can only buy the concealer on Dior's website. It's not available on Sephora yet. I'm not sure if it will be. So yeah guys, that concludes today's video. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.